It was classified as a lumber mill, a water purification unit, a routine military research facility. It was none of those things. Deep in the occupied territories of Manchuria, in a complex spanning 6 square kilometers, Japanese scientists were conducting experiments on living human beings. Men, women, children, prisoners of war, Chinese civilians, Koreans, Russians, all referred to by one word, Maruta. It means logs. You are watching Atomic Dark, the truth they buried. Let's dig. Part 1. The Unit. In 1932, a Japanese army surgeon named Shiro Ishii convinced the Imperial Japanese Army that biological warfare was the future of combat, that diseases, weaponized and deployed, could defeat an enemy faster than any bullet. He was given funding, he was given land, he was given men, and he was given permission to do whatever he deemed necessary. What followed was one of the most horrific chapters in the history of human experimentation. Unit 731 was established in Pingfang, in what is now northeastern China. The complex contained laboratories, operating theaters, prison cells, and crematoriums, everything needed to conduct research on human subjects and dispose of the evidence. Part 2. The Experiments. What happened inside Unit 731 was not science. It was systematic torture, disguised as research. Prisoners were infected with plague, cholera, typhoid, and anthrax without their knowledge or consent. Researchers then studied how the diseases progressed through the human body. Subjects were subjected to frostbite experiments, their limbs exposed to freezing temperatures until the flesh died. Surgeons then amputated the dead limbs and refroze the stumps to study tissue damage progression. Prisoners were placed in pressure chambers and subjected to increasing atmospheric pressure until their eyes bled, until their bodies gave out. Vivisections, surgeries performed on living patients without anesthesia, were carried out regularly, organs removed, studied, while the subject was still alive. Women were subjected to forced pregnancy and then experimented on alongside their unborn children. No prisoner who entered Unit 731 as a test subject ever left alive. Estimates of the total death toll range from 3,000 to as many as 250,000 people. Part 3. The Weapons. Unit 731 was not only about experiments, it was about building weapons. Ishii and his team developed ceramic bombs filled with plague-infected fleas. These were dropped over Chinese cities, including Ningbo and Changde. Outbreaks of bubonic plague followed. Thousands of civilians died. They developed methods to contaminate water supplies with cholera and typhoid. They tested these methods on civilian populations. By the end of World War II, Unit 731 had developed some of the most advanced biological weapons the world had ever seen. Part 4. The Cover-Up. In August 1945, as Soviet forces advanced into Manchuria, Ishii ordered Unit 731 destroyed. Buildings were demolished, records were burned, remaining prisoners were executed, animals were released, and the staff were ordered never to speak of what happened. Ishii fled to Japan. He was captured by American forces. And here is where the story becomes something far darker than a war crime. The United States government, fully aware of what Unit 731 had done, made a decision. They offered Shiro Ishii and his team full immunity from prosecution in exchange for one thing: the data. All of it. Every experiment, every result, every weapon blueprint. The men who had tortured and murdered thousands of human beings in the name of science walked free, while their victims received no justice, no acknowledgement, no reparations. Part 5. The Aftermath. Shiro Ishii lived until 1959. He died of throat cancer in Tokyo, a free man. Many of his colleagues went on to hold prominent positions in Japanese medicine, academia, and government. Some became directors of hospitals. Some became university professors. One became the governor of Tokyo. Japan has never formally apologized for the actions of Unit 731. The Japanese government for decades denied the program even existed. It was not until 1997, more than 50 years after the war, that a Japanese court first acknowledged that Unit 731 had conducted biological warfare. The full classified files held by the United States government on Unit 731 remain partially sealed to this day. Part 6. Why it matters. Unit 731 is not just a war crime. It is a lesson in what happens when science is stripped of conscience, when human beings are reduced to data points, when governments decide that knowledge is worth more than justice. The victims of Unit 731 were called logs. They were not logs. They were people, with families, with names, with lives that were stolen from them in the most brutal way imaginable. And the men responsible died in comfort, protected by the very governments that were supposed to deliver justice. This has been Atomic Dark. If this story reached you, subscribe, share it, because the only way history stops repeating is when people refuse to look away. I will see you in the dark.